Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm assuming you saw by the title, but today I am going to be showing you a couple of pieces from the NYX Beetlejuice collection. I went ahead and just decided to pick up the eyeshadow palette, shadow palette, and then the little cheek duo, just to start out prices wise. So this little cheek duo trio looks like this, retails for $13, and then the eyeshadow palette retails for $18. Let's just go ahead and start off with some first thoughts, or you know what, while I'm talking, I'm going to go ahead and just start swatching some of these on my hand. Just to get out of the way, as I kind of corrected myself, they are calling this a color palette, so not all of the shades are eye safe. Our bottom three shimmer shades, so 1, 2, and 3, are not considered eye safe. I do remember reading like recommendations. I think they're like, apply face pigments to your temples and cheeks to level up your look. Do not use on the eyes. I think this is normal for us, but I do want to get that out there just in case. Not all of these are meant for around the eyes. So back to what I was gonna say. I feel bad kind of messing up the patterns, but oh well. When I first received both of these, to be honest, I did expect them to be like a little bit bigger. I was a little sad by how small they are. I mean, $18 for the eyeshadow palette is not like a massive amount, so it's not like it really matters. I don't know why I just assumed that it would be a little bit bigger. Here is our first 4 shadows. I feel like they're not swatching that great. I hope my lighting is not too bright. I do apologize. I'll have to figure that out. The little blush trail thing also is really small from what I was expecting, but I'm still really excited to play with this. I'm going to be very curious to see what kind of eye look I can create with this, because it's just not really giving anything that I would normally have. But here are the other 4 shades. Those are showing up a lot better, so super excited with those. Let's go ahead and do our little blush trio. It looks to me that the center shade does have a bit of a shine to it. So this center shade here is definitely quite a glowy shade. These are definitely some really strong shades for what I would say blush, but the packaging is still really cute, and for 13 bucks, not too bad. I think I'm just going to buff a little bit of our light shade here, the Great Beyond. It looks to be like a matte white, just around my brow bone and into the inner corner of my eye. I'm just using a fluffy brush for this. The entire collection also came with, there would have been a bunch of glosses, like some squeezy ones and some other ones, things like that I'm not super interested in. I was a little tempted. They do have some pencils, but to be honest, I don't really feel like I tend to use stuff like that too often. I feel like I tend to just stick with my tried and true, so I didn't want to pick something up that I wouldn't use, and also like I just don't feel like any of them felt that interesting, but those do retail as well for $13 if you are curious. They are dual liners, it looks like. I will definitely be very curious to see, like, as more and more people are releasing their videos and stuff about these, just to see what I think of them. And then lastly, there was a makeup sponge they did also release, which is super cute. Had a little case with it. You know, with me with makeup sponges, I feel like I prefer to collect eyeshadow palettes, if I'm being completely honest, as a person who has before purchased entire collections, and then I feel like I'm just sitting there with some of this stuff because I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. That's the only, like, negative I feel like. So that is a big reason why I didn't want to purchase the entire collection. I need to stop talking. You know, I think we'll just do like one eye at a time and then kind of whatever. I'm not really planning 2 looks because, to be completely honest, I don't really feel like there's like enough for this palette to do that. I am going to go ahead and take this shade Shrinker, and I think I'm going to work a little bit of that. I'm just going to use the exact same brush. I'm going to work some of that throughout my crease. I'm going to be really curious to do some of the shimmers. I think that green shimmer is going to be really pretty. Let me know in the comments what color is this shade. I feel like it looks like a tan to me, but if you don't know, your girl is colorblind, so this could be a green for all I know. But it is blending out really easily. I did not say I do just have a layer of the Milani eyeshadow primer on my lid. I did not use that for the swatches, just in case you're curious. Let's go ahead and work like a purpley bio-exorcism into the outer corner of the eye, just to get some more dimension. This palette really does not have a lot of depth, especially for the matte shades. We might definitely be playing around with some of the deeper shades. As I did mention, some of these are not recommended for use around the eyes. I tend to notice those shades just cause some stain and stuff like that. I don't usually have issue with that. Do your own kind of judgment thing and be very, very careful and safe with a product like that. I just picked up a little bit of that second shade just to blend this in together a little bit. Alright, so what am I thinking? I'm hoping I'm not going to need like an eyeshadow base. Or not eyeshadow base, like a glitter primer, so I'm not going to. I'm really curious to start with this shade here, Nightmare Material. This is one of those not eye safe shades. I'm just picking that up with a pencil brush. This is from Melt. Ooh, I like that. This definitely has some glitter in it, but it's not like a super strong glitter. So I definitely feel like you could kind of use it as a matte, and it's looking really pretty with this purple. Work a little bit underneath that lower lash line as well. Really good way to get your shimmers to pop more is to use your finger. Also, sometimes using a glitter primer can really help with that. So we will, just with our finger, take a little bit of this shade. I just want to see how strong that glitter is. I'm assuming it's not that strong. This definitely looks to me like one of those sequin shades. The glitter is there for right now, but I'm not going to be surprised if it does dissipate, unfortunately. I'm going to go ahead and back in with our fluffy brush and a bit of bio-exorcism. I'm just going to take that back around the edge just to help this shade to kind of soften. Next, we're going to go ahead and go in with one of the shades that is not recommended for the eyes. So this is called Winter River. This is a really pretty blue shade. None of these shimmers feel like putty, like they definitely just feel like a normal shimmer. So if anybody has any kind of worries of creasing, this blue, I know it's not for the eyes, but girl, this is actually really pretty. I love how sparkly it is. Do not mind my fingertips if you can see them. They are just coated in shadow right now. This blue is a standout right now for me. I'm like so tempted. You know what? I think I just decided. Because I want to use like every single shade in this palette, and I was really tempted to take that silver into the inner corner. This shade called Pearly Gates at the top here. But then I feel like it just wouldn't feel as Halloween as I want it to feel. So, and again, I know Beetlejuice technically is not Halloween, but like, come on. Let's not pretend it doesn't feel like a Halloween movie. And I'm so excited for the new movie that is coming out soon. So I'm going to go ahead and take Afterlife Forever with another finger. So this one is approved for the eye. Whoa. Hello. Now again, remember, I do not have any like extra glitter primer or anything. Of course, use that if you would like, but we are getting some serious good pigment. I know that these are not recommended to use together, but they are just creating this like magical, swampy deliciousness, and I am like super duper obsessed. Okay, carrying along, I'm gonna go ahead and take another pencil brush from Melt, just wiping it off, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab the shade Ghoul Squad. This one looks a bit more metallic, and as well it's not recommended for use around the eyes, but I'm gonna take it underneath my eye. And then, same brush just wiped off, I'm going to go ahead and dip in with Pearly Gates. This one does look kind of glittery, so I'm curious to see if this one is okay for use around the eyes. I feel like it's okay. It's probably that same kind of metallic-y formula. I'm going to go ahead and apply this other side. Let's go ahead and just do this little cheek situation, and then we can wrap up with my final thoughts. I have been loving to do a deeper shade on the kind of like outside edge, and then the lighter one on the front. I am definitely going to be skipping this gold. I just don't really see how I can make this work for my skin tone. It is definitely very, very gold. It's a beautiful shade, but just don't think it would work for my skin tone. So I am taking our deeper red shade here, shade number 3, just on an angled fluffy brush. Focus a little bit on the outer corner. So this is a really pigmented shade. When I had it swatched on my hand, I noticed that it had a little bit of like a sheen. I don't feel like that's coming across so much. It's like a nice pigmented shade, but I don't feel like it's like too much. Taking a big fluffy brush for the lighter shade, shade number 1. I'm gonna assume this is also gonna be quite pigmented. Oh, yes. Tapping off my brush like I did the first time around. I'm gonna put that mainly on the front. They're definitely very pigmented blushes, but blending in, I would say, really easily. I do not quite know like the actual formula. I was hoping these were gonna be similar to their butter blushes or something, but it does not say that on here. But that was a little bit of why I wanted to pick it up, because I was like, ooh, I never tried that formula, and I kind of just wanted to see. But it may look different on camera, but I actually like this. I think this would be like a blush that I would normally wear out. Alright, so I just evened it up the best I could on the other side. Let me just quickly give you my thoughts about these two products. So let's just start with what is in front of me. So this blush trio, I still think it's super cute. For 13 bucks, it's not horrible. I think if you need some blushes and you like these shades, I would definitely pick it up. Again, the center shade, I feel like it's definitely going to be very select for possibly who could use this, but it would definitely work as a good eyeshadow, so there's always that option. Again, it is not saying that it is eye safe, so I'm just saying that, so I guess just a shadow. You do you, but I do think the other two shades do look really lovely. This, I would say, is like a half and half for me. I don't know if I would pick it up again. I think I picked it up because it got me free shipping. So if that kind of keeps within your mind. The eyeshadow palette, I think, would be the thing that I would get, like if I wanted something just to collect from this collection, would be this. Is it the best palette in the world? No. Honestly, no. Am I really wanting to use it again? Again, sadly, no. So I would honestly pass. I think that pick this up if you want something from the collection just to have, to collect. It's not a bad palette. I'm not going to say it's a bad palette, but I definitely think that there are other palettes that are just as good, especially, like, in my opinion. The one shade that I really love, that green in the front. Again, I'm just going to keep saying this until I am dead and gone. The Nightshade palette from Gourmand Girls has this flowering shade here, which is pretty similar. A lot of brands have a really, it's kind of got some other dark shades in it, but a lot of brands do have a really pretty limey green shimmer shade, so I would definitely recommend those a lot more. Again, 18 bucks, not bad for the price, but it just, I don't see myself really using it. But again, it was cute, and I am kind of happy that I have it-ish. If I could go back in time, knowing what I know now, would I probably pick it up? Probably not, but again, it is cute, I guess, if you want to just collect it. So, I'm gonna let you go. Definitely make sure to subscribe if you did enjoy this video from me. I will definitely be trying to bring you more reviews of makeup products. It may not be all the time, but I definitely want to bring them so I can really give you my honest opinion. You know, I really hope that that is appreciated and all that from you. So yes, subscribe if you want to see more content like that. Please like this video. It definitely helps out on YouTube to get me seen by more people. I hope you are having a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next one. Okay, bye!